A famous dialogue in the national award-winning film Newton says, "जब तक कुछ नहीं बदलोगे ना दोस्त, कुछ नहीं बदलेगा." Hope you are being the change that you wish to see in this world. This episode is packed with people who are pioneering change. From women who lead a film single-handedly through their talent, to trained theatre actors who are adding gravitas to film performances, to singers who are singing anthems of change. Now showing has everything. I'm Atika Farooqui. Let's start with Panache. This week's release, Jalsa, is a taut thriller outlined by brave performances that merits your attention. Vidya Balan and Shefali Shah open up in a frank conversation about life of actresses and Jalsa's mystery. And actor Jim Sarbh reveals why he had very high expectations from Rocket Boys and the type of roles he would love to do in future. Let's talk about this week's release, Jalsa. To watch Jalsa is to embark on a journey of self-introspection, mystique, compassion, intrigue and a dark tunnel that takes so many turns that watching this 2-hour-long film becomes like a whirlwind of emotions. And the climax is so chilling that I still can't get over the silent shock it gave me before I went to sleep. Director Suresh Triveni, who earlier created a comedy drama, Tumhari Sulu, with Vidya Balan, changes his genre to suspense drama. Vidya Balan plays a sharp and a conscientious journalist, Maya Menon, editor of a news portal that stands for Truth. Divorced and a single mum of a specially abled child, she is a compassionate person who lets Rukhsana, her house help, and her children sleep in the same AC room. I mentioned AC because it is important to the plot. Rukhsana, a mother of two, played by Shefali Shah, has practically raised Maya's only child. Rohini Hattangadi is a refreshing casting as Maya's strong mother, widow of an army officer, and keeps the house in order while the journalist works odd hours. On a fateful night, in a shocking turn of events, Rukhsana's only daughter, as shown in the trailer, falls victim to a hit-and-run case at 3 a.m. in the morning. No spoilers, as I can't reveal more of the plot. All I can say is that I was so invested in Suresh Triveni's suspense drama that I could not put down the film till 2 a.m. in the morning. The film has one of the most terrific first hours I've seen this year. It's taut, twisty and absolutely thrilling. Suresh, along with writer Prajwal Chandrasekhar and dialogue writers Hussain and Abbas Dalal, creates a wonderfully textured and atmospheric portrait of Mumbai, where police uniform and big promises of journalism barely disguise the hollowness inside. And the story is fresh and scintillating. The magic lies in the direction, the screenplay and the performances. Each frame is mysterious. The writing is crisp and never lets the viewer down. One catastrophic incident exposes a human being's tall claims to honesty and grace. Shefali Shah and Vidya Balan are so good and they complement each other so well that it was like seeing a she-romance on screen, where one takes off from exactly where the other had left off, like a couple who understand each other after 25 years of marriage. Director also devoids this world of any drama. Neither do you see stereotypes of a yelling journalist in a commotion-filled newsroom, nor do you feel any sympathy for the house help, as she is complete and confident in herself, never asking for mercy or your help. Along with the primary plot are subplots involving a trainee and two policemen who make it more layered. I found a few scenes here and there that could have been done away with to let go of 10 to 15 minutes of the entire duration. Otherwise, Jalsa, the title which is uniquely contradictory to its narrative, is quite an immersing experience. Now, Vidya Balan and Shefali Shah are two women who have changed the rules of the game. With excellent projects in recent past such as Delhi Crime, Juice, Ajeeb Dastaans, once again Dil Dhadakne Do, where Shefali plays intensely with her eyes. Vidya Balan has toppled the old ways of box office by helming films that put only her in the central frame. The Parinita girl, with films like Sherni, Shakuntala Devi, Begum Jaan, has already bagged 6 Filmfare Awards for acting. Here are both the performers in conversation with me about Jalsa.
Hi,
So
thank
sweet.
you. Thank
Two
you.
beautiful talented girls.
So sweet. I was just thinking of.
Yeah, that's too big, but.
बड़ा हो जाएगा. एक कहावत है that flowers bloom even if they are stepped on, so will I.
Wow, I love it.
Flowers bloom even if they are stepped on,
So will we.
so will you and all of us.
Yes.
तो सबसे पहले जलसा की बात करते हैं. गाड़ी कौन चला रहा था?
वो तो पता नहीं, पर एक्सीडेंट
वही तो फाइंड आउट करना था ना.
हाँ.
अभी निकलवाते हैं आपके मुंह से. गाड़ी कौन चला रहा था?
नहीं, सच
नहीं
में नहीं
पता,
पता.
वही तो
पता होती तो फिर कहानी कहाँ होती.
That's what the trailer is showing कि कौन कर रहा है.
कौन कर रहा है?
Yeah.
डायरेक्टर ने भी नहीं बताया आपको?
नहीं 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 नहीं, मुझे तो लगता है उन्होंने गाड़ी चलाई, हाँ, शॉर्ट में.
चलिए.
But he was anyway in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
metaphorically.
yeah,
Suresh
metaphorically.
Triveni was in the driver's seat. और सुरेश त्रिवेणी की ही फिल्म थी तुम्हारी सुलू
जी,
जो बहुत अच्छी फिल्म थी. और एक छोटी सी कहानी को इतने प्यार से बड़े पर्दे पर कैसे लाते हैं, ये उस डायरेक्टर से शायद हमने सीखा है. तो एक बार वो हंसी हो जाए.
कौन सी वाली? डर जाएंगे लोग.
Oh, I
She
love
got
it.
scared. No, I thought you'll get scared.
No,
नहीं?
I love it.
Evil laughter. You know, बचपन में मेरे एक दोस्त ने actually one, not बचपन में, मेरे एक क्रश ने मुझसे कहा, you laugh like a hyena. You know, and then I really thought that I had a bad laugh for the rest of my life. Until then, you know, तुम्हारी सुलू happened and people started saying, oh, you have such an infectious laugh. And I was like, याद
I should
रखना.
have crushed him.
Yeah, really.
Crushed him. And Shefali, I must tell you, the way you make use of your eyes, like Vidya uses her smile and the tonal quality of a voice, you use your eyes and just the silence to make a big point on screen. Let me congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
आप एक जर्नलिस्ट प्ले कर रही हैं.
जी,
ये जर्नलिस्ट चीखने वाली जर्नलिस्ट है कि बोलने वाली जर्नलिस्ट है?
सच बोलने वाली है.
अच्छा.
चीखने वाली तो नहीं है बिल्कुल.
हाँ, मतलब एक भी शॉट नहीं है जिसमें आप बुलेटिन में बैठ के ऐसे ऐसे कर रही हूँ. डिस्क्वालीफाइड. ये कैसी जर्नलिस्ट है?
आजकल ऑफ कोर्स जर्नलिज्म के मायने बदल गए, पर देयर आर सम मीडिया में भी कुछ डिपेंडेबल वॉइसेस हैं ना, जो सही जगह पर, सही मुद्दे पर, सही तरीके से बोलते हैं. शी इज़ वन ऑफ देम. यू नो, विच इज़ वाई इट्स इंटरेस्टिंग कि जब ये एक्सीडेंट होता है और जो इस एक्सीडेंट से जुड़े हुए हैं, सबकी ज़िंदगियाँ उलट पुलट हो जाती हैं. हर लाइफ ऑल्सो चेंजेस. नाउ हर morality, her choices, her decisions are under question or are questionable.
Yeah.
So that for me is very, very interesting.
शिफाली, अभी 14th अप्रैल को आमिर का बर्थडे था and we were invited. यही बात उन्होंने बोली कि when you turn 57, what you realize is कि over a period of time आपका personal moral compass भी बदल जाता है.
किसी भी सिचुएशन को हम पूरी तरीके से नहीं समझ सकते जब तक वी आर नॉट इन दोज शूज. और राइट एंड रॉन्ग इज अ वेरी सब्जेक्टिव मैटर. जो आपके लिए सही हो वो शायद मेरे लिए सही ना हो, एंड वाइस वर्सा. एवरीवन हैज अ राइट टू देयर ओन ओपिनियन. और यू नो, आफ्टर 40s, honestly, more than just the moral compass, I think, like we were discussing, my mindset has changed. Also, you know, one is the sense of freedom of, you know, I really don't care and I don't have the energy for this. And with that also comes this, I won't use the word benevolence, but the understanding of hota hai yaar. It's fun, it happens.
Yeah.
So at least I have figured I don't judge things that much anymore because I feel, you know, how do you know I would have done this?
Yeah, there was a time, Shefali, you did this. सपने में मिलती है ओ कुड़ी मेरी, सपने में मिलती है. एकदम ब्यूटीफुल गजरा इन द मराठी अटायर. और ये तो है ही अपनी परिणीता, पीयू बोले पिया बोले. एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स डर्टी डांसिंग. फॉर सम रीजन, यू नो, एक किसी ने बड़ी दिलचस्प बात मुझसे कही कि ब्यूटी इज एवरी वुमन्स ड्यूटी. and for a man, his beauty lies in his duty.
I think actually there's the Apsara curse.
Apsara curse.
Yeah,
What
which is that if you're very beautiful or you're beautiful, people will always find a way to bring you down.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I think so it works. And if you're, you know, maybe people who don't feel beautiful, I think everyone is beautiful. So those who don't feel beautiful have other struggles. But those who are beautiful, obviously beautiful, also have struggles. ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी के लिए भी it's नहीं.
No man woman here, no boxes here.
No, 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 no. I don't think so.
You know, the heroine. Don't you miss doing that gajra thing and, you know, dancing and looking great, sexy and beautiful on screen?
You know, but I don't think we're catering to the male gaze anymore. I think that's fantastic.
That's a good way to put it. You're not
हम तैयार होते हैं अपने लिए. I feel sexy when I look at myself. I don't need someone else to tell me that I'm sexy.
Yeah. And you, Shefali?
It never happened when I was young. So abhi kahan se hoga? You know, and actually ho bhi sakta hai. You never know because things have completely changed for me at least.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier, at some point of time, I must have felt it. But, you know, I love what I do. So if it's not a role and a script I can really bite into, खूबसूरत देखकर क्या करूँगी? Like what's the, and you know, I'm almost like an antithesis of an actor. I'm in the wrong profession. I hate dressing up. I hate it. I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
You know, so I love becoming these characters. I enjoy what I do. But ye ke, and at the same time, who doesn't want to look beautiful? And it's about how people perceive beautiful, right? Yeah. Like a lot of times when I see something, I feel it's plastic. I don't find it real.
I also think today beauty is as beauty does, especially in the context of women.
You know, once Neena Gupta ji once told me कि सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे उन औरतों पे तरस आता है जो हमारे घरों में काम करती हैं. So you play Rukhsana. What do you have to say about this section of society, the maids, the house helps, जिसके ऊपर आपकी कहानी है?
They are an integral part of my family, of my life. They're suffering at home. They're trying to make ends meet. बच्चों के लिए aspirations हैं. Husband's not working, etc., etc., etc. और इतने घरों में जाकर. But you know, like, I've also met certain people who take pride in what they do.
Yeah.
And that's also Rukhsana.
Yeah.
She's not ashamed of what she does. She takes pride in it. She, you know, usko hai कि मैं cook हूँ.
Wow.
And I don't see Rukhsana as bitter.
और सुना है अहमदाबाद में आपने जलसा नाम का रेस्टोरेंट खोला है?
हाँ.
तो क्या खाने के लिए हम वहाँ पहुँचे?
सब. You name the cuisine and it's there.
Wow. I'm looking forward. होली के दिन मैं सुबह होली मनाऊंगी और शाम को जलसा.
Yay! Absolutely.
Time for a short break on the show. When we come back, we have Jim Sarbh giving us a masterclass in acting that you don't want to miss. So stay tuned. We will be back in a few minutes. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Now, Jim Sarbh is one actor who keeps us surprised with each role that he does. After portraying the role of Dr. Homi J. Bhabha in Rocket Boys and the journalist Amin Faizi in Gangubai Kathiawadi, he now wants to play the lead or the roles that require some heavy weightlifting. Sarbh made debut in 2016 with Nija. Following his role in A Death in the Ganj in 2016, he rose to prominence with Padmaavat and Sanju. Sarbh has directed and acted in numerous theatre productions. He speaks to my colleague Vishal Chatkara.
Jim, you really got a great start to the year 2022, especially with Rocket Boys. You know how much into the making of that show you got that feeling that, okay, you all were creating something special?
I think we thought it was special right from the get-go, mostly because these two men which is so interesting that the more you read about them, the more you learned about them, the more you realize that, I mean, we're not even scratching the surface of how interesting and how huge their contributions have been. So right from the get-go, there was this energy and this, not, I wouldn't say nervousness, more like a, a pleasurable energy that you knew we're trying to do something that could be great. Let's hope that we reach there, and my God, it would have been heartbreaking if if the show just hadn't met our expectations, or the audience hadn't liked it. I think it would have been deeply disappointing for all of us, because we really worked hard and we really tried to make it good. I mean, last year I shot Rocket Boys season 1 and most of season 2, another OTT thing, and a feature film, but the whole year still feels like it was Rocket Boys, Rocket Boys, Rocket Boys, Rocket Boys.
You have this magnetic charisma and this amazing screen presence with this unmatched acting talent, and you have become this go-to guy for the roles that require some heavy acting muscles. But looking at your filmography, you haven't signed many projects. What matters to you at this point, Jim, apart from a great script and a role to say yes?
I've always wanted meaty roles, roles where I feel I can do something, where not just the doing of it will have an impression on screen, but like the doing of it will change something in me. I'll get to learn about something. I read other scripts that they send along where it's like friend of the lead, and it's just so clear that you're just there to prop the person up, make them look good. What will I learn from that? What will I get apart from money and being in a film? It doesn't. You have a limited amount of time in this world, and you can't add to it by not dying. So you can only add to it by living deeply. And if you're taking on projects where you don't get to live deeply, you just go, you just do it, you leave. What's the point?
A very interesting thing you said in an interview last December. You said, I'm learning so much, and very rightly you put it, that how in film it's the framing, or the frame is everything.
Everything.
And how it's not the performance, but what is kept, how it's captured matters, and the frame is king.
Frame is king.
Yeah, and that was your earlier period when you ventured in the movies. Have you now mastered the technique of acting for the camera?
Mastered, no. Improving, hopefully.
So how do you define difference between acting for camera to acting for stage?
Well, there's no difference. The frame is different. The frame on stage is the whole stage, or whatever part is lit, and you have to remember that frame changes depending on where you're sitting. So I have to account for the people sitting right in the front, and I have to account for the people that are sitting right at the back. The people right in the back are basically seeing this much, the people right in the front are seeing this much. So consequently, you you do the appropriate level and volume of acting depending on your frame. In a theatrical piece, I have to reach the person over there, and it has to be clear to them exactly what is happening. I may use my body more, I may, etc., etc., etc. Or I may have to project more than I, might project in a film part. But if I know that suddenly there's a lapel mic and there's a camera on me that's showing on the screen just my face, then I no longer need to do any of that.
You give a lot of importance to the punctuations, and sometimes when the sentence is same, you add like a comma or a full stop. Is that how you approach every scene?
Well, I think punctuation is actually extremely important in writing. And if you read like the Coen brothers, the Coen brothers, they did many films. In Fargo, I've read the script and I've watched the performance, and there's this one character, I can't remember the name of the actor who plays the part, but he talks a lot like this, someone's at the door. Every is written into the script.
Okay.
He has done exactly what has been written. If it's supposed to be then it's comma, full stop, If it's just, I think all of that stuff is like crucial. And that's why you need phenomenal writers that have already heard the line in their head. You just have to come and be truthful. Of course, then you can also make it interesting and make it suspenseful and, try to do all of those other things as well. And since I come from basically from reading plays and acting in the theater first, it's like the script is written and the script is written by somebody much smarter than me. And I don't need to, be smarter than them. Like, there is this tendency that I've read in scripts a lot where instead of a comma or a full stop, they just put ... Every transition is ... But I'm like, so you want me to trail off every sentence? And then it's like, no, that's not what they mean. They mean you make your own punctuation.
And how do you do that?
Well, you decide what you think works best. Does a sentence need to run into itself? Does a sentence need a lot of pauses while you think? Is a sentence direct? Is a sentence an exclamation?
You decide.
You decide.
Actors like to push boundaries, and you've been very lucky to work with a director like Sanjay Bhansali, who also like to push his actors. And what is that one thing that you always enjoy while working with Mr. Bhansali?
My equation with him is very, very lovely. I enjoy working with him. I love his attention to detail and his precision and how demanding he is from his actors, from what he wants from his actors. Mr. Bhansali wants to get it right on set, There's no we'll fix it and edit. There's no there was a pause here, but it's okay, we'll take it out. No, let's get it right. Every take, you have to get it right and improve on it. Once you've got it right, let's get better.
Jim Sarbh, thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
And with that, we've come to the end of this week's episode of Now Showing. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Be happy and positive, and we will see you next week. Till then, immerse yourself in the colors of life. Happy Holi, and thank you for watching.